jazz, chill.
There you go. Cool. Yo, let's go. Let's go.
You all right?
The next one. Breathless.
I'll be fine.
I want to know what you guys think. I have a burning question, but I want to give you guys a chance to say something first.
So Breathless, I feel bad for the movie that came after because I was actually crying for Breathless. Well, one being from New York and the Bronx, that was very personal for me. But I kind of disconnected from a lot of the police brutality and pain because it was too much, and I kind of pulled away. What I loved about Breathless is that it told it from like this behind the scenes view of his life and just how normalized it made him. So when that thing happened, it just, see, I get emotional because it was so simply and beautifully told, and it was just told from something that no one sees. It's just a man just living, and he's just a regular man in the neighborhood, and everyone knows him, and then someone who doesn't know him judges, and that this happens. So I think just how it told it. It didn't have to do everything. It didn't have to, show anything violent. Just the simplicity of it, him just living, and then that moment, and then that's it, and then cutting out. It was.
All I can say is, he said he's from New York, and I'm from New York too.
Me too. Hey.
And it really touched me, and it's so simple and so real. I mean, you could just relate to what that was all about. You meet these people on the street, you meet these young people, and then the result of all this. I mean, all I can say, it was very simplistically done and very, very efficiently, portrayed. I mean, I was really touched by that film.
What I liked about the film was that it was a slice of a day in New York. At first, I was kind of going, okay, I know it has to be East Coast because of the snow. So I was going, okay, it's New York or Philly, right? I thought, it's New York or Philly. And then I was like, oh yeah, when he said "och" and he was in the bodega, I'm like, yeah, he's in New York. Because I'm from Brooklyn, lived in Harlem, so I'm like, yeah, that's New York. What I found was interesting was that at first I didn't know it was going to be that story. That was definitely, it didn't know it was going to go there. And then when they used the black female cop, I was definitely not thinking police brutality, because I thought that was an interesting choice by the filmmaker to use a black female cop in that situation. But it also was just, then when the story unfolded and you knew it was the I Can't Breathe, that story, what was interesting for me was I felt as though the use of the cop and the fact that they knew him, like this was not just a stranger. This is something that they consistently, because they do that. These cops, they walk the beat. You know these people, and they still did that to him. It was heart-wrenching because like there's no the humanity is lost in our society at the moment, and you would think that seeing the black female, I thought that that might have been the compassionate, the person that would, and it wasn't even there with her. So then that blue line or that blue sea of blue thing becomes a reality. So that was, I think, an interesting choice.
Wow, really, really, really impactful. I mean, when you see this, it's just from the second we jump into the film, the first shot we see of this man is so close, we're in this close-up, and it's almost like because of what's going on in this world, maybe, in this country, or maybe because, I'm sitting in the theater, I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I know where that's going, and that devastates me, like that. We're so intimate, and it's like, I feel that is just something to consider, So I wanted to comment, the director, just amazing choice of cinematography, and the cinematographer, amazing work with the choice of shots, just from the moment we enter to the moment we leave. I think freezing in that iPhone shot is like we hear I can't breathe and we don't hear music and we're frozen and really all there is you in that shot, and it illustrates the power of cinema and the ways that we get so separated. We see these things on Twitter every day. Like I cried like a week ago. I saw this Hispanic woman getting pulled out of her car because they misunderstood her last name or something and she didn't have her ID, you know. Cried.
Everywhere, right?
Yeah, so it reconnects us and really, really powerful. Amazing job.
So I'm a composer, and one of the things that you study when you're studying composing is when to not use music. And I thought that particular film, you know, it might be surprising coming from a composer, but they didn't really use music, and that was perfect. Because a lot of the situations where you want to refrain is when you really want to convey realness, something really happened. And I thought that was perfect for that film.
Oh, yes, I really liked how they made a film based on like, what's going on in society today and how the cop who's supposed to protect and serve, how things could switch up and this guy could be labeled as bad and he's actually solving, protecting people from fighting, and how the community's kind of taking the initiative to protect this guy from, anything bad happening. So how role reversals kind of should be. So I like how they kept it.
Yeah, so there seems to be a kind of subtle dig at social media towards the end. So he's getting choked out, and if you were to just watch the cell phone clip on social media, you would think, oh, okay, another guy who's being irate, being a nuisance, and he's getting busted, so whatever, no big deal. But the fact that the film makes him a sympathetic character and shows how easily this otherwise normal man can be made to look like he's out of control. And then they use the cell phone camera video to make it seem like something that we see on YouTube every day. Nick's a good point. It's a lot easier to depersonalize when you only see the bad, when you only see that one little snippet. And honestly, if cops were harassing me, I'd probably react to similar ways, like, what are you doing? Don't touch me. Why are you invading my space? So it's very interesting that the film was actually able to go there.
I don't know, this film, it made me very angry because it's something that's personal. And like when this happens and then you see like the victim shaming on the media, it's like it's someone's mom, it's someone's brother or something, and I don't know, the fact that it's still going on, and it's just, I don't know, it was really personal. I wasn't expecting to see this at this festival, to be honest. So yeah, it just really touched a nerve, and it's just kind of like that sentiment that I always say, like, the black culture is just trending and it's popular, but everyone wants to be black until it's time to be black, So it was just personal. It really touched a nerve.
Yeah, there's a black female director for that one. If you go on the site, you can see kind of a little bit about her story and the reason why.
Yeah, because even as a black female, I still get harassed by the cops. It's really personal. It's really personal.
No, you guys are making some really great points, so thank you so much for sharing. Awesome, guys.